Hello friends, welcome to our channel Simply Mathematical. In this video, let us do the exercise 1.3 from problem number 1 to problem number 6. The first problem is given as let f from 134 to 125 and g from 125 to 13 given by f equal to the set of ordered pairs 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 1 and g equal to the set of ordered pairs 1, 3, 2, 3, 5, 1. Write down g composition f. Okay. So here you are given two functions f and g. F is defined in terms of the definition of ordered pairs of functions, that is this, and g is equal to the same definition in terms of ordered pairs, that is this. You have to write down the function g composition f. Okay, so here f function is given from the set 1, 3, 4 to 1, 2, 5 and the function g is given from 1, 2, 5 to 1, 3. We have to write the function g composition f. Now the definition of the function f is given as what? 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 1. Okay, and the function g is given as the ordered pair 1, 3, 2, 3, 5, 1. Now this definition of the function we can interpret it as the standard way of writing the function. So f is equal to 1, 2 means f of 1 is equal to 2 and 3, 5 means f of 3 is equal to 5 and 4, 1 means f of 4 is equal to 1. Okay, and this g equal to this set means g of 1 is equal to 3, g of 2 is equal to 3, g of 5 is equal to 1. Okay, so this we have to calculate g composition f. Now g composition f we can calculate by taking a x, okay, in the domain of f. Why? Because we have to calculate g of f of x. Since f of x means x that occurs in f of x is from the domain of f, so this x that we take should be from the domain of f. So first we can calculate g composition f of 1, that will be equal to g of f of 1, so which is equal to g of f of 1 is 2, okay, and g of 2 is 3 here. So we found out g composition f of 1 is 3. Similarly, we can calculate g composition f of the next element in the domain of f, that is 3. So g of f of 3 will get, so which is equal to g of f of 3 is 5, okay, and g of 5 is 1. So then we can take g composition f of the next element in the domain of f, that is 4. So this is equal to g of f of 4, which is equal to g of f of 4 is 1 and g of 1 is 3. Okay, so now we have to write this function g composition f in terms of the definition of ordered pairs of function. So what we will get is g composition f of 1 is 3, so 1, 3 will be there in this. Okay, then g composition f of 3 is 1, that means 3, 1 will be there, and g composition f of 4 is 3, so 4, 3 will be there. So this will be the function g composition f. Okay, so that was the problem number 1. Now we can go to the problem number 2. Problem number 2 is let f, g and h be functions from R to R. Show that f plus g composition h is equal to f composition h plus g composition h, and f multiplied by g composition h is equal to f composition h multiplied by g composition h. Okay, so we have to show that two things. So we have first f plus g composition f should be equal to f composition h plus g composition h. Okay, so this we have to show first. Now to show this equal to this, what we have to first take is one x. Okay, in the domain of all the three functions f, g and h. The domain of all the three functions is the set of real numbers. So we can take x from the set of real numbers. So f plus g composition h of x. Okay, this we have to calculate, and this x is from the set of real numbers. Now this definition means what? This is nothing but composition of two functions f plus g and h. So how to write this? This will be f plus g, okay, of h of x. Okay, because whenever you have f composition g of x, what you do is you take this first function f of the second function g of x. Now the first function here is f plus g and the second function is h. So you will get a function f plus g of h of x. Okay, so now by the definition of the sum of two functions f and g, what you get? See, f plus g of x is equal to f of x plus g of x, right? So here now x is replaced by h of x. So what you will get is f of h of x plus g of h of x. So f of h of x plus g of h of x. Okay. Now again, by the definition of composition of functions, f of h of x will be nothing but f composition h of x plus g of h of x will be g composition h of x. Okay, now this equal to, or this equality is true for any x in the domain of all the three functions f, g and h. So what you conclude is f plus g composition h is equal to f composition h plus g composition h. We are just not taking this x here because this equality is true for all x. So we can write f plus g composition h is equal to f composition h plus g composition h. Okay, so that was the first equality that we have to prove. Now let us go to the second one. So to show that f multiplied by g composition h is equal to f composition h multiplied by g composition h. Okay, so again we have to take one x in the domain of all the three functions f, g and h. So you have to find f multiplied by g composition h of x. So this will be equal to, by the definition of composition, you will have f multiplied by g, that is the first function here, of h of x. Okay, so this will be equal to what? You know that f multiplied by g of x is equal to f of x multiplied by g of x. So here the x is replaced by h of x. So you will get f multiplied by g of hx is equal to f of h of x multiplied by g of h of x. So f of h of x multiplied by g of h of x. Okay. So this will be equal to f composition h of x multiplied by g composition h of x, because of the definition of composition of functions. Okay. Now this equality is true for any x in the domain of all the three functions f, g and h. So you will get f multiplied by g composition h is equal to f composition h plus g composition h. Okay. That was the problem number 2. Now let us go to the problem number 3. The problem number 3 is find g composition f and f composition g if first fx is equal to modulus of x and gx is equal to modulus of f 5x minus 2. Second is fx is equal to 8x cube and gx is equal to x raised to 1 by 3. So we have to find g composition f and f composition g for these functions f and g. Okay. So let us see how to solve. In the first problem, fx is given as modulus of x and gx is given equal to modulus of 5x minus 2. Okay. We have to find g composition f first. Now to find g composition f, we have to take one x in the domain of g and f. Okay. So we have taken one x in the domain of g and f. So this will be equal to g of f of x. Okay. So this will be equal to g of f of x is given as modulus of x. So g of modulus of x you will get. So this will be equal to, now g of x is equal to modulus of 5x minus 2. Okay. So whenever it is x, g of x is nothing but modulus of 5x minus 2. So you have to just replace x by modulus of x here. Okay. So you will get modulus of 5 multiplied by modulus of x minus 2. Okay. So that will be the function g composition f. Now let us find the function f composition g. Now here you have to take one x in the domain of f and g. Okay. So f composition g of x will be equal to f of g of x. Now this will be equal to f of g of x is given as modulus of 5x minus 2. Okay. So f of modulus of 5x minus 2 we have to find. So this will be equal to, now f of x is equal to modulus of x. So here in place of x it is modulus of 5x minus 2. So in the function you have to just replace x by modulus of 5x minus 2. So you will get modulus of 5x minus 2. Okay. Now this is what let us find out. So modulus of x, you know, by the definition is x when x is greater than or equal to 0 minus x if x is less than 0. Okay. Now if you take modulus of x, then you will get modulus of x is equal to modulus of x when modulus of x is greater than or equal to 0. Okay. And minus of modulus of x when modulus of x is less than 0. So this will be the definition of modulus of x. Now you can see that modulus of x is never negative or never less than 0. So this cannot happen. Okay. This cannot happen. So what you will get is modulus of x is equal to, only the first case will remain. So modulus of x, if modulus of x is greater than or equal to 0. Okay. Now this means what? When modulus of x is greater than or equal to 0, it is greater than or equal to 0 for every x in the real numbers. Okay, modulus of x is greater than or equal to 0 for all the real numbers. So this is true for all the real numbers x. So what you will get is modulus of x is equal to modulus of x for every x belonging to the real numbers. Okay, so for any real number this is true. So in particular for this real number 5x minus 2, so you will get modulus of 5x minus 2 is equal to modulus of 5x minus 2. Okay, so that is the function f composition g of x. That is the first part of the third problem. Now let us go to the second part. So you have fx equal to 8x cube and gx equal to x raised to 1 by 3. Okay, we have to first find g composition f. So g composition f of x, okay, that will be equal to what? G of f of x. So which is equal to g of f of x is nothing but 8x cube here. Okay, so you will get g of 8x cube. Now g of 8x cube will be what? See, g of x is equal to x raised to 1 by 3. So here you have 8x cube in place of x. So just replace x by 8x cube. So you will get 8x cube raised to 1 by 3. So that will be equal to, by the law of indices, this indices will split to 8 and x cube. So you will get 8 raised to 1 by 3 multiplied by x cube raised to 1 by 3. So which will be equal to, see, 8 is what? 8 is 2 cube raised to 1 by 3 and this is x cube raised to 1 by 3. So here 3 and 3 will get cancelled. You will get 2 multiplied by, here 3 and 3 will get cancelled. You will get x. Okay, so you get g composition f of x is equal to 2x. Now let us find out f composition g of x. So f composition g of x will be equal to f of g of x, right? So which is equal to f of g of x is nothing but x raised to 1 by 3. So f of x raised to 1 by 3 you will get. Now f of x raised to 1 by 3 will be what? See, the function fx is equal to 8x cube. Here in place of x you have x raised to 1 by 3. So you will get 8x raised to 1 by 3 the whole cube. Okay, so this will be 8. Here 3 and 3 will get cancelled and you will get x. So you will get 8x. So f composition g of x will be equal to 8x. Okay, that was the problem number 3. Now let us go to the problem number 4. So problem number 4 is, if fx is equal to 4x plus 3 divided by 6x minus 4, where x is not equal to 2 by 3, show that f composition f of x is equal to x for all x not equal to 2 by 3. What is the inverse of f? So here first you have to find f composition f of x, which should be equal to x for all x not equal to 2 by 3. And then you have to find what is the inverse of f. Okay, so let us see how to solve this. So you are given a function fx equal to 4x plus 3 divided by 6x minus 4, where x is not equal to 2 by 3. Okay, now what we have to show, that we have to show that f composition f of x is equal to x for x not equal to 2 by 3. Okay, so just we have to calculate the left hand side and show that it is equal to the right hand side, which is x. So f composition f of x, you know by definition, is equal to f of x. Okay, So which is equal to f of x is what? 4x plus 3 divided by 6x minus 4. Okay. Now this is true for x not equal to 2 by 3. So now this will be equal to what? F of 4x plus 3 divided by 6x minus 4. That will be nothing but just replacing x by 4x plus 3 divided by 6x minus 4 in the definition of the function fx. So what you will get is 4, right, times this x, that is 4x plus 3 divided by 6x minus 4 plus 3 the whole divided by 6 multiplied by this x, 4x plus 3 divided by 6x minus 4 minus 4. Okay. So now we have to simplify this. So what we will get is 4 multiplied by 4x plus 3 plus 3 times this will get multiplied here, 6x minus 4 divided by 6x minus 4, the whole divided by 6 multiplied by 4x plus 3 minus 4 multiplied by 6x minus 4, the whole divided by 6x minus 4. Okay. So here you see that 6x minus 4, 6x minus 4 will get cancelled and you will get this equal to 4 multiplied by 4x plus 3 plus 3 multiplied by 6x minus 4 divided by 6 multiplied by 4x plus 3 minus 4 multiplied by 6x minus 4. Okay. So just you have to open the bracket and simplify this. What you will get is 16x plus 12 plus 18x minus 12 divided by 6 multiplied by 4 is 24x plus 6 multiplied by 3 is 18 minus 4 multiplied by 6 is 24x and minus 4 multiplied by minus 4 is plus 16. Okay. So this will be equal to what? 16x plus 18x is nothing but 34x. 12 and minus 12 will get cancelled. 24x minus 24x will get cancelled. 18 plus 16 will be 34. So 34x divided by 34 you are getting. So which is equal to x, because 34 gets cancelled. So x you got. So you got f composition f of x is equal to x. Okay. So where x is not equal to 2 by 3. Okay. So we have got the first part. Now what is the inverse of f that we have to know? See, now we have studied by the definition of inverse of a function that g, okay, is inverse of f if g composition f is equal to I and f composition g is also equal to the function I. Okay. So that means g composition f of x is equal to x and f composition g of x is equal to x. Okay, this you have studied. Now here what happens is f composition f of x is equal to x. So that is you are getting a function f such that f composition f is equal to x. That is f composition f is equal to the identity. Okay. So what you are getting is the function f is inverse of the function f itself. Okay. So the inverse of f is f itself. Okay. So you are getting the same function f as the inverse of the function f. So that answers the second part of the question number 4. Now let us go to the fifth problem. So the fifth problem is what? State with reason whether following functions have inverse. Okay. So you are given 3 functions here. First is f, second is g and third is h. We have to check whether these functions have inverse or not. Okay. And you have to state that with reason. Okay. So Let us see how to solve the fifth problem. Now the first function here is given as f from 1 2 3 4 to the set singleton 10, and the function f is defined as this: 1 comma 10, 2 comma 10, 3 comma 10, 4 comma 10. Okay, so you know that the standard way of writing this function is what? See, ordered pair 1 comma 10 belongs to the set f, means f of 1 is equal to the second element 10. Okay, similarly f of 2 will be equal to 10, f of 3 will be equal to 10, and f of 4 will be equal to 10. Okay, so this is what you have. Now we have to check whether this function will have inverse or not. Okay, so when the function is said to be invertible, or when the function has an inverse, so f is invertible or f has inverse if f is 1 1 and onto. Okay, if f is 1 1 and onto, then f is invertible or f has an inverse. Okay, now here you can see that f of 1 is equal to 10, f of 2 is equal to 10. So this function is not 1 1 function, right? So since f of 1 is equal to 10 and f of 2 is equal to 10, that is two different elements in the domain of f have same image. Okay, that is 10 in the codomain of f. Okay, therefore f is not 1 1. Okay, if f is not 1 1, that means therefore f is not invertible. Okay, that is f has no inverse. Okay, f has no inverse. So the first function here, that is f has no inverse. Okay, we have given the reason also. So now let us go to the second. So you have g from the set 5 6 7 8 to the set 1 2 3 4. Okay, and the function of g, the definition of g is given as what? 5 comma 4, 6 comma 3, 7 comma 4, 8 comma 2. Okay, so that means by standard way of writing the function, g of 5 is 4, g of 6 is 3, g of 7 is 4, and g of 8 is 2. Okay, so here you can see that this function again is not 1 1. Why? Because g of 5 is equal to 4 and g of 7 is also equal to 4. That is, two different elements in the domain of the function g have same image in the codomain of the function g. So g is not 1 1 here. Okay, so therefore g has no inverse because g is not invertible. Okay, if g is not 1 1, then g will have no inverse because g is not invertible. Okay, so that was the second part of the fifth problem. Now let us look at the third part. So h function is given as 2 3 4 5 and it goes to the codomain 7 9 11 13. Okay, now here you have what? Here you have h of 2 equal to 7, h of 3 is equal to 9, h of 4 is equal to 11, and h of 5 is equal to 13. which is given to you. Okay, I am writing the standard way from the definition of ordered pairs of function h. Okay, so you have this. Now here you can see that h is 1 1, right, because no two different elements go to same element here. See, h of 2 is 7, h of 3 is 9, h of 4 is 11, h of 5 is 13. So all the elements in the domain are going to different elements in the codomain. So h is 1 1 here, and you can see that every element in the codomain of h has an element in the domain of h such that h of that element is the element in the codomain. Okay, so here you can see 7 has one element 2 in the domain such that h of 2 is 7. Similarly, all other elements in the codomain of h has some element in the domain of h such that image of that element is the element in the codomain. Okay, so h of 3 is 9, you can see h of 4 is 11, and h of 5 is 13. So here also you can see that h is on 2. Okay, so therefore h is 1 1 on 2 function. So therefore h is invertible. So therefore h has an inverse. Okay, so that was the problem number 5. Now let us go to the problem number 6. Problem number 6 is show that f from the closed set 1 minus 1 comma 1 to r given by fx equal to x by x plus 2 is 1 1. Find the inverse of the function f from the set minus 1 comma 1 to the range of f. Okay, so here we have to first show that this function fx is 1 1, and then we have to find the inverse of this function. Okay, hint is given to you here. Okay, so let us see how to solve. So 6, you are given a function fx equal to x divided by x plus 2. Okay, the function f is from minus 1 comma 1 to the set r. Okay, we have to show first that this function f is 1 1. So how to show that the function f is 1 1? So let f of x1 be equal to f of x2, where x1 x2 belong to the domain of f, which is minus 1 to 1. Okay, now by the definition of the function you get what? Definition of the function is x by x plus 2. So here you will get x1 by x1 plus 2, okay, which is equal to x2 by x2 plus 2. Okay, now if we cross multiply this, what you will get? x1 multiplied by x2 plus 2, which is equal to x2 multiplied by x1 plus 2. So which is x1 multiplied by x2 plus 2x1, which is equal to x2 x1 plus 2x2. Okay, so here x1 x2 and x2 x1 gets cancelled, so you get 2x1 equal to 2x2. Okay, so 2 and 2 will get cancelled here, so you will get x1 equal to x2. So what you get is fx1 equal to fx2 implies x1 equal to x2, therefore f is 1 1. Okay, now we have to find the inverse of the function f. Okay, so hint is given to you. Let us write down the hint. For y belonging to the range of f, okay, given by y equal to fx equal to x by 2 is for some x belonging to minus 1 to 1, that is x equal to 2y divided by 1 minus y. Okay, so this hint is given to you. Okay, now we have to use this hint. Now what is the meaning of the hint, why they have used it? So see this, for y belonging to the range of f, right, we have to prove what? We have to prove that f from minus 1 to 1 to the range of f. Okay, we have to find the inverse of this function, right, f. So to find the inverse of the function, they are telling you to use this hint. Now what is the meaning of this? For y belonging to the range of f, that is the codomain here, okay, and that is also the range of the function f, given that y is equal to fx. So when y will belong to range of f, okay, this is not there given, so y belong to range of f, y is equal to fx, okay, which is equal to x by x plus 2. Why? Because of the definition of the function fx. Okay, y belongs to the range of f, fx, you know that it is in the range of f, we are calling it as y. Now that is equal to x by x plus 2. Okay, for some x belonging to the set minus 1 to 1, that is x is equal to 2y divided by 1 minus y. So this we have to find how we get this. Okay, now since y is equal to x divided by x plus 2 here, we can solve this equation for x now. Okay, so you cross multiply, so you will get y multiplied by x plus 2 equal to x. Okay, so this will be what? X multiplied by y plus 2y equal to x. Okay, now since we have to find x in terms of y, we can take yx on the other side. So 2y equal to x minus yx, right? So that means 2y is equal to x multiplied by 1 minus y. So what you will get is x is equal to 2y multiplied by 1 minus y. Okay, so this is what we are getting, and that is what is written here. Okay, now this is defined only when y is not equal to 1. Why? Because if y is equal to 1, then the denominator will become 0. So you will get 2y by 0. Okay, so that will not be defined. So this is defined only when y is not equal to 1. Now you look at this. If you have the domain here, that is minus 1 to 1. Okay, and if you have the codomain, which is nothing but also the range of f. Okay, now fx function goes from this, it takes x to the value fx, right? Now suppose we want to find the inverse. Inverse means what? A function which takes the elements from the range of f, okay, to the domain of f. So it is like reverse, you are doing reverse here. So you are going from the range of f to the domain of f. So if we call the elements in the range of f as y here, okay, you are taking y to x here, okay, in the domain of f. So let us call that x as g of y. Okay, so we are taking a function here such that that function takes the element y from the range of f to the domain of f, and that element will be nothing but g of y by the function g. Okay, or we can also call that g function as f inverse, right? You have already studied this. If you don't know the basics, please refer to my previous video. Okay, there you will know how to what is the terminology. Okay, that is f inverse that I am writing here. So this simply means what? Inverse of f. Okay, that is you are going from the range of f to the domain of f. Now, so this function f inverse, we have to write it as what? F inverse of y, because we are taking this y from the range of f to the domain. And what is the value of that? It is 2y divided by 1 minus y. Okay, because like that only we have found out the x which is in the domain of f. So to get the x value we have to take this function. Okay, so 2y divided by 1 minus y, where y is not equal to 1. Okay, so this will be the inverse of f. Okay, which is from minus 1 comma 1 to range of f. Okay, so that answers our sixth problem. So if you have liked my video, please hit the like button and subscribe my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.